Solar time!
The power of the sun.
We're finally up to installing some solar panels to power that giant EcoFlow battery.
We've got a giant amount of solar. It's 1200 watts over 6 panels to go on the top of the roof. We can actually fit more, but we're going to just go with this to start with. My real plan is to go to 1600 watts, but we'll see if we really need it or not.
Our first trip is a summer trip as well, so we should be plenty powered up. And we chose these panels for a couple of reasons, but mostly the size and the configuration of what we can fit on the roof.
And we'd be lying if we said that the price per watt didn't come into it, because they are pretty cheap.
They are pretty cheap. We did want to have the black ones, but Luke's got a bit of a sneaky plan to make the solar panels look good anyway. Let's get to installing them.
This is going to be a faff.
They aren't actually as heavy as Luke's making out. They're only about 9 kilos each.
It's going to be a lot of up and down. This is what we're using for the brackets. 50 by 50 by 3mm aluminium, so pretty strong. And then we terrace it all along the bottom and glue that on, and you know, we're using the same adhesive that holds the whole van together, so I'm pretty confident that it's going to hold the solar panels on. And then we bolt through, got riv nuts on the solar panels, put a bolt through here and Loctite it, and we should be good to go. So yeah, made these spaces up to hold the solar panels off the roof, and you'll see why in a moment. Right, ready for the first one. Oh, thank you.
Got it.
Let's see how we go with lining these riv nuts up. I suppose we'll explain how we're connecting them at some stage.
Perfect day to be installing solar panels. A super bright sun, extremely glary up there, and also very windy. Gosh, this bracket looks very good.
Super strong, eh?
Super strong.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Just flip it over, glue the brackets, flip it back over. I can reach these 2 bolts. I'll do those 2 up, that'll align it. And then we'll move on to the next one, so I don't need to keep coming up and down. All right. Cool. Hopefully.
Okay, you meant to cover the connections from the
No,
water?
these are waterproof connections anyway.
Oh, okay.
So what are they called? MC4 connectors for solar wiring. So they all come with it. So it's pretty plug and play once they're in. One thing I have done is chucked a bit of red tape around the positive one, so we know which one is positive and which one is negative.
Nice.
I learnt that from the very first solar installation I did on the Jayco. I had to pull all the panels off to check because the markings are underneath. So that was annoying.
Nice. So these 3 are going all in a row, right? Because we need over the bathroom to be free. Have you not done them in a row?
No. It's there.
Okay, well that's incorrect.
So we've had a slight problem. The designer and the manufacturer didn't communicate very well, and we need to squeeze all the solar panels on that side up close to each other so that we leave enough space for a potential another hatch in the bathroom. So we've moved to installing them on this side. The reason why we want to spread them out on this side is because we've got the space. We want to have at least one over the top bunk, so when it rains it's not so deafening in there. The more PC way to say it would be a little bit more sound deadening when it rains. These are bolted.
Where are the rib nuts?
In the side of the solar panels.
What are we doing?
We are figuring out where our solar cable is going to come in from the roof and down. So the edge of the first panel is about here in the roof. So like ideally I would have had it where the bed is, but we really want it in the cupboard, so we're just going to put a hole up here. Then we're going to have a panel down here
to cover it over.
Yeah, which is fine because we can have all the wires and stuff in the back.
And the hole's going to be covered.
I've ordered the solar gland cover thing, same as what we had on the van. Well, I really wanted it not under a solar panel because then it's easy to access. I guess it doesn't really matter. Once it's under, I can just
lift up the panel.
Yeah.
Excuse the bouncing in the background. As you can see, we've put up the upper cabinets. They are fully terracin glued up there. I did have to watch a couple of videos to make sure and to ease my mind on how strong the terracin glue is. And of course, the one I found was a piece of composite panel stuck to a piece of steel where they were trying to separate it with a forklift, and it ended up lifting up the other forklift's wheels. So my mind is at ease that this whole cabinet will stay up and it will be perfectly fine. Okay, Luke has drilled through the roof there and we are ready to put up the next couple of panels. Let's do it.
Typical Luke and Amanda fashion, we've glued up the wrong one. The one that we didn't want to install. And now that it's glued up, we kind of have to. Which is ultra annoying.
And by typical Luke and Amanda fashion,
Amanda's just going to blame
you really
100%
just mean
on
Luke.
me. It's never her fault.
Down. Spacer.
Thank you.
Ah, the smell of alcohol. Where is this one going? Oh, this line?
Yes. Can you do the same on this one?
Mm-hmm. Because I am amazing.
There?
Yep. Yep. Push it into me though. Push it in. Yep. Down. Yeah, perfect.
Can you bang one in the end down there?
Can. I'm good at banging.
I'm the one who's good at banging.
How tight am I doing this?
Just till it's tight, till it stops.
If you can't tell, Luke doesn't love being on the roof. He doesn't like heights so much.
At all?
Do you want me to pass up the next one?
Yes, please.
The correct one. Lift. Okay. Yeah, down.
Okay.
That's better. The last panel. Oh yeah.
Another exciting day on the job. The solar panels are in, nice and secure, and now it's the fun time of figuring out my wiring diagram. Extremely well drawn.
And upside down.
Oh well. Positive and negatives don't need to know what's the right way up. What I'm doing now is running all the cable, making sure that I've got the right lengths, connecting all of the solar connectors, the MC4 connectors that I've got, and making sure that they're all in the right spots. And then we've got to put a hole through the roof and connect it all up.
Is the cabling like a specific cable thickness?
So I've gone with normal solar cable, but a 6mm one, so slightly thicker, which just will negate any voltage drop over the array. And then hopefully we just get the maximum amount of charge that we can get off these solar panels.
So how are we wiring these, Luke? Are we parallel, series parallel?
Series parallel. Wiring 2 panels together in series, and then the 3 sets of panels in parallel. And the idea there is that it helps give us the maximum amount of voltage without kicking over the 60 volts that the EcoFlow charger can take, because it does say on there to not exceed it, so I'm not going to exceed it. With these panels, that was the best way that we could get the most efficiency out of. And I guess the other side of it is, you know, if one of them gets shaded, then it doesn't affect the whole array.
If one gets shaded, it will affect 2? Or
Correct, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's trying to
crimp
using a non-sanctioned MC4 crimper.
non-sanctioned
Yeah.
long nose pliers.
I should really buy like the proper crimping tool. No, but there's like a particular tool where you just go and it goes on, which would speed up the process considerably.
But instead you like sitting on the roof.
No, that is not the case. Why does that not fit?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to connect this to here.
Yeah, it's not working?
It's not working, and I was worried that these were not compatible, but it doesn't seem to be that. It seems to be that that inner is bent.
Oh yeah, they can see it. The centre thingy-majiggy is off. So have we got a new plan? Slightly newer. Updated plan. Big crossed out one. New side.
Oh, is that not long enough? No! Hopefully this is long enough. Oh, it's almost there. It's literally just there. Good, I was just getting a little bit of a tingle before.
Yeah, see? The sun's out.
Yeah, but because those were connected.
Oh. So what happens? Do they produce solar only when they're connected to each other?
But I think they produce it. The panels produce it when it's in the sun.
Electricity, I mean, not solar.
When it's in the sun.
And
then the cables just transport it.
To where?
To wherever they're connected to.
And if they're not connected?
Oh, then they just terminate at the end of the connection.
Then create static electricity?
No, static electricity is you rubbing yourself up and down this Caravan, because you'd love it more than me.
Shall I deny that, or?
It's a lot said when there's stuff unsaid.
Oh, I love you more than the Caravan.
Oh, thanks.
Because you have to make the Caravan.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
Just wreck the connector. That's why you need a
special tool.
Yeah.
Do you have a spare one?
I don't have spares, but I have some. Trying to rely on me being the special tool doesn't quite work. The special tool worked a treat, but it took a little bit longer than we were expecting and pushed up real close to when we were trying to leave to go on the big trip. And it had a couple of issues with the install. Those 2 panels, these 2 panels, and those 2 panels are together in series and then come into these connectors. And so we have the positive connectors here, the red tape, negative connectors here. This is the negative that goes down into the power hub. So negative, positive. So what I'll do now is I'll put some connectors back on these, and then we'll go down and test the polarity.
We had a couple of issues with the polarity of the wire or the cord.
Yeah, so the cord you get, well, the connection you get from
the cable
from that we connect to the distribution hub to the solar panels, the polarity is one way, and our solar panels, the polarity technically was the opposite.
And it took a bit of to and froing between EcoFlow in New Zealand, and they sent us a new cable to try and get it sorted, which obviously we were getting right up to about December 20th at this point, and we were leaving. So we did not have time to finish the video, but we managed to get the solar finished.
And it was super simple. Ultimately, just the positive and the negative cables I just switched around, and everything worked perfectly from then on.
The glue stuck like glue. Those panels have been super secure. We've done 5 weeks in the caravan right the way through the South Island, and then recently, whilst we've been back home, we've had 2 tropical cyclones and they are stuck on. What about the performance and how we managed to do 5 weeks mostly off-grid?
Yeah, I think it was like 38 days of completely off-grid, no power or water. And so when we were in full sun, which down that way is like from 9 or 8:30 in the morning, it's
to
full
11
sun.
at night.
Sunrise is like 5 something. We were getting maximum of 1.1 kilowatt pretty consistently. So we'd be recharged by like 11 o'clock in the morning, which was amazing.
Yeah. And the battery was performing pretty well. When we were in sun, that we didn't get below probably about 50% of the battery at all over the whole trip. When there were a couple of cloudy days in a row of rain, that's when we did sort of struggle.
But we didn't curb our power usage, so we've got an electric Weber which draws an ungodly amount of watts. We were using induction at the same time.
The microwave or the microwave and convection oven.
So nothing ever stopped us from using all that stuff. But yeah, if we'd had maybe 4 days in a row of rain, we probably would have needed a little bit of extra help. But I do think there's a couple of options there. More solar would help, but in the rain and that, it's not really going to make a difference. But potentially another battery.
Or a DC to DC charger, because we haven't got that yet for the car. So we were just running solely off the solar panel.
We do have a DC to DC charger. It's built into the power hub, but I just haven't run the cable, and in the car it's a little bit problematic to hook it up. So we're just trying to figure out another solution there.
So we hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Obviously, we've got a whole lot of other videos back in the playlist, which I'll link at the end. And as always, give us a big thumbs up.
And subscribe, because we've got some more videos in the can for you to see. No, I'd rather have some words on the ground rather than have last words up here. It's hurting my brain. Just this is the only way I can do it, otherwise I'll fall off the edge, which will be the end of our caravanning. Probably forever. Because there'll be no one left to make you a caravan, Amanda.
I'll make it. I'll finish it off. You've done the majority of the work. I'll just take the glory at the end.
Yeah. Always with the glory.
Ow. Oh.
Ow. Ow.